Patsy, Connie, and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello. I hope everybody is having a great Sunday. It's a little hard following up after that tribute today with Charlie Kirk. I mean, wow. Huh? That's a hard act to follow.
I wish I would have had time to watch it.
It was 5 hours.
I'm sure I
Hey,
could.
KMM. There was some great big bullet points. The biggest one, I mean, it was pretty emotional, but I'm going to tell you where I got the most emotional is when Erica got on and said, she said, I have to say this, just like my Savior Jesus Christ said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And she said, and I forgive him.
She's a bigger person than me.
You know, I thought, wow. I mean, that's true Christianity. I don't know if I have. I mean, you give forgiveness so that it doesn't haunt you and you don't hurt forever, and the Lord will lift the hurt away once you give forgiveness. But it's a little soon. I don't know. I thought, wow, she's amazing.
She is.
She's amazing because I don't know if I could have done that. I really don't. I'll be honest with you. I consider myself a pretty good person, but if a person would have killed my husband, unalived him in front of a big crowd of people because they didn't agree with what he said, I don't know if I could be so quick on the forgiveness spectrum.
No. And maybe that's what's eating me alive inside. I don't know. But I don't refuse, but I will not forgive people that cause such hurt in my life.
Well, we have to forgive. That's the way we can move on. We have to be able to forgive. We have to be able to. No. It doesn't mean you have to forget.
No, I know, but no, I can't.
I'm with you, Kim. That was my thing right there. I don't know if I could have done it this soon.
Right.
I mean, it's still fresh and it's and I don't know how you guys feel, and I want to kind of tiptoe around this a little bit, but you know I'm a big T supporter, but I was getting a little aggravated because I didn't want this to be another Trump rally or making it about himself or
right.
And I thought he was getting a little bit too much on that end. And I was waiting for him to bring up the big ballroom. And I thought, please don't do that. Please don't bring up the ballroom. Because it wasn't about him.
Right.
It was about, know, that's what I thought came in. And I just thought, please don't do this right now. Please just don't. But he confessed in front of all those. There was 300,000 people there. They had 2 stadiums full of people, and he confessed in front of all of them. He said, Charlie would have said, don't hate your opponent, talk it out with them. And he goes, and I'm sorry I hate my opponents. And I thought, ooh, you know what? He's extremely competitive. Extremely.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought, you, come on. No,
But
we don't want
I
to
mean,
hear it.
I can see where he's coming from. I can see exactly where he's coming from.
I was worried. You name the official. They were there today.
Yeah.
And I thought, our government's there. And if anybody is crazy or whatever, they're all there. I'm sure that getting in that place was probably like an act of Congress. And they probably had to go through metal detectors and the whole bit.
Oh,
But
they probably had to
all
check.
there.
They
They
probably
were all
checked
there.
on everything.
Yeah, because they were all there. Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, Pete Hegseth, Rubio, Vance, Trump, Bondi. They were all there. You know, and it
As
shows
they should have been.
well, yeah, great support, but you know, I don't think you should ever and I guess this is my own personal opinion, but getting the president and the vice president in the same room together, I don't know. It's like, okay, you know what? That's a recipe for
I
bad.
don't think that ever happened before.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
This kind of thing has never happened
No,
ever.
I'm saying with putting that many of our heads of state all
Good
together.
morning, Teddy. Is it morning in Australia? It's morning there. That means we could do it all over again. Well, you know, Mem, I'm glad that it was because that was well, and they all spoke behind. There was a glass bullet per glass
Yeah.
thing in front of them to talk. Um,
Well,
good.
I did read that they had over 800 Secret Service, and I don't remember how many snipers they had there today.
Oh yeah, they were all up there and people were waving at them. I started watching when they were filing in, so I mean I've been watching it for hours. But I mean it was all really moving. The music was amazing. But when Erica, of course, she talked about her marriage and everything, and it was great and the whole bit. And but when she turned around and said, I forgive him, she started crying, but she said, I forgive him. I thought, wow, that was powerful. Because that takes a lot. If that was my daughter or my son sitting there and that had happened, no, hell no, I'm not going to forgive somebody. I'm sorry. You know what? I'd have to go to confession over and over and over, and I would have to be on my knees begging for forgiveness because no, I would not forgive somebody that quick. So kudos to her. She's a lot bigger person than I am. That's what I've got to say about
I have my dad's streak in me. He never forgave anybody for anything. And unfortunately, that's how I am.
well, you got to forgive. I mean, you've got to forgive, and sometimes it's hard because if it's you got to forgive to move on with your life. You can't move on unless you
I just like forget they even exist.
yeah.
In my world, you no longer exist. So I don't have to forgive you. I don't have to forget about anything because you no longer exist in my world.
Hey, Spudsy.
Hi, Spudsy. I mean,
Oh,
and I know that's the wrong thing. And, like I said, I'm Christian, but I don't claim to be perfect. But I don't think anybody that's ever caused me heartache and pain to the degree that I have felt in my lifetime, I've ever forgiven anybody. Like I said, years may pass and I may talk to you again, but I will never forgive you for the knives you put in my back. I will never forgive you for the words you said against me or about me.
you've got to have forgiveness. It doesn't mean you have to forget.
I guess I have to work on that then because
Yeah, you've got to forgive because it puts too much on your soul.
No, I
It's
can understand
you
that.
at that time.
Yeah, I can understand that, but like I said, I just poof, you're gone.
No, that's not. I can't do that either.
No, yeah, see, that's what I do. It's like you have no meaning in my life anymore. So,
Well, I don't think that's the way God would want you to be. Do you?
well, no, I don't think that's the way he would want me to be. But and I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying
Right.
that the wounds run so deep in my back and there's no more space for any more knives.
Well, how about this one? What if Jesus would have said, "Well, I'm not going to forgive any of those people that did this to me because I was an innocent person, and forget it. I'm not going to forgive anybody of their sins because this is what they did to me. They treated me cruelly, and I'm done." Can't do that, can you? Of course, neither one of us are as perfect as Jesus, right?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
Maybe one day I'll be able
well, there's a
to forgive.
consequence with every action, right?
Yes, there is. Yes.
And Donna, you are absolutely
Yeah.
right. Yes, you can forgive, but they still need to pay for what they did. Charlie said it was disrespectful to the murdered person for the murderer to go free, and it is. He did what he did, and he's going to pay for it.
Okay.
And
So maybe that's where I'm at. Maybe I do forgive,
uh-huh.
but I still seek revenge. And not my revenge. I'm not going to do it. Life will do it.
Karma will take care of it.
There you go.
Right?
I'm
Right?
not going to
Right?
do anything to hurt you. I'm just not going to talk to you. And if that hurts you, then oh
Well,
well. But it
no.
makes me feel great because I know I don't have to be burdened with you. And you can talk all you want behind my back, and you can spew lies about me.
But that's on them.
And at this point, I don't really care anymore.
Well, see, but that's on them.
Well,
They're
that's
the
what I'm
ones
saying.
carrying the burden of the sin of doing that.
Well, that's
So
what I'm saying.
what you really should do is pity the person for being such an idiot.
Oh, I have so much pity on people. It's ridiculous. I have so much pity for people, but then I don't pity them because one day you will get yours. Whether it's karma, whether it's at the pearly gates, or whether you're questioned for what you did on this earth, you will get yours eventually.
I totally believe that. I mean,
I am
we're all
too, Donna.
human. We're all human, and it makes it very hard to turn the other cheek. And
Yeah.
what happens when you run out of cheeks? If you get slapped once and then you get slapped again, then what? I've turned the other cheek,
And they
and
can
now I've
kiss
turned
the
the
other
other
two
cheek, and
cheeks.
now I've ran out of cheeks to turn.
Well, then they can kiss the other two cheeks.
No,
No,
it's the forgiveness. This is what we're failing here. The forgiveness is for us. It's not for them. It's for us, so we can move on and we don't live with the anger inside.
well, maybe I do forgive them. I forgive
Okay.
them. I forgive them for being such vile, evil people.
Right.
So
Right.
maybe that is my way of forgiveness is, I don't forgive you, but I forgive that you're such an evil person.
Some of those
You
people
would
need to
want to
be prayed
cause that you would want to cause so much hurt and pain to one person.
for. Mhm.
You're evil.
I forgive you for going and getting. I forgive you for thinking that somebody isn't allowed their own opinion and you want to. And there you go, guys. See, I'm choking on my words.
Yeah, right?
I forgive you for. If I was Erica, I probably would have said, I forgive you for thinking that somebody is not allowed to have their own voice, and you had to silence it permanently. Okay? Is that the right, correct words of putting it? Do I forgive you as a person for doing it? She said she did. And I don't, you know what? That's a heck of a Christian, because, if, like I said, if anybody in my family was like that, hell hath no vengeance like I would
But,
have.
I mean, considering
I'd be
the way
livid.
that Charlie worded it is that it's disrespectful for the murderer to go free. Um,
Right.
isn't that kind of a backhanded forgiveness that he was saying? I mean, he was a good Christian. I'm not trying to dog him at all. He was a phenomenal man. But it does say in the book, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Yes, it does. It
And it
does.
does say
Yeah,
in the book that if you know, what you do to
yes.
one should be done to you.
That was
So,
the Old Testament, and the New Testament says, "Now forgive them." Um, she's in shock. She probably is.
right, right.
I don't know. I am just saying that that's a heck of a Christian right there,
Well, yeah, she is. She is.
and that's a heck of a person, and that is really walking really true to form in Christianity, to be able to forgive somebody of something like that. Because
Absolutely.
I'm sitting here today to tell you that this girl would be so livid and want revenge and everything else, and it would probably take me a few years to finally be able to let it go, to give the forgiveness, because I would be so livid it wouldn't be.
I mean, my
I,
heart breaks every day for those two babies.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she has to deal with that every day. She has to deal with that every day, that daddy's not going to walk through that door again.
Well, she told her 3-year-old that daddy went to work with Jesus. Now she's 3 years old, and she doesn't quite understand that, I don't think, the impact of that. But eventually, and you know, we were talking about this at work the other day. The internet's forever, right? So when she grows up, is she going to look that up?
Most of them do.
And she's going to say, look, this guy done this to my dad.
He
You
took
know,
him from me.
he took
I
him
mean,
from.
all the firsts that
And
he
there's the hatred going into her. Then the hatred will go into her because this man took her dad away from her, which is
especially her wedding day,
right.
especially her graduation, especially the day she gets her driver's license,
Oh, that'd be
especially the
neat.
day her first boyfriend breaks her heart and she doesn't have her daddy.
Yeah, there'll be many. There'll be many days that she'll be forlorn and heartbroken.
I mean, God knew that Erica is strong enough that she can raise those kids. And I know she has stated that she will never get married again. Um, I I don't blame her, because to have a man like Charlie, that's a tough act to follow, man.
Well, that's what I said. I would never get married again, because you can't mess with perfection. Sorry.
I
It's
mean,
just
if it was if your marriage and your life was perfect for you two, then there is never going to be another. There's never
no,
going to be another.
no one will ever fill those shoes.
You know, I talked to an old friend this weekend, somebody I haven't talked to probably in about 20 years. And you know, she divorced her husband and eventually she got remarried, and she found true happiness with her husband. And he passed away 5, 6 years ago. He was significantly older than her, but that doesn't matter. But she said she never found happiness until she was with him. And you know, it's like, I'm so happy for you, because everybody deserves a love like
Happiness.
that
They do.
one time in their life.
Donna, do you think, RFK is a lot older now? Do you think that RFK has forgiven the man that took his dad away? Just
No.
curious.
Do you think do you think JFK Jr. has forgiven the CIA? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. It's amazing that she could get up and say that, and she probably feels that way right now. Of course, so the cat's at the door.
Mhm.
I got some feral cats, and they get up to the window and they look in, and she's getting to the point that she's whining and banging on the window more than once or twice or 3 or 4 times a day. Now she's just doing it all the time. And I think she knows that if she bangs on the door on my window, she'll get fed again. It's like, okay, wait a minute. We're not going there. We're not going to make this a game. Because half the time she doesn't eat it. It just sits out there.
Right. Donna, she did say she will never get married again. Is that her just right now?
I'm sure it's so new that she feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, if she's going to continue and follow, and
She's still really young.
she's 36.
Was she 5 years older than Charlie?
So she may never
Oh,
get
she's
married
still
again.
really young. She's still real young.
I never got married again. And I was divorced at 34.
Yeah, me either. And you know what? That was another thing. I would be so much in mourning and so lost and so forlorn that to get up in front of hundreds of people, thousands,
Hundreds of
and
thousands.
thousands of people and have to say anything. I don't think so. I couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it because I couldn't even do it when it came to my dad's funeral and there was only like 20 people. And I couldn't.
I think, for one thing, it's very possible because I know a lot of people that lose significant people in their life. Sometimes doctors give them mild sedatives to calm them. I think that's
Those.
possible, and
Yeah.
I think her sorrow, even though if I say this wrong, I apologize. Even though she's so grief stricken with the sorrow of losing her husband, she's pissed.
That's really cute.
She's pissed, and she's not going to let his work and his murder
No.
go down and take control of her.
No, she is. She's going to run Turning Point, and that's going to be her life's work. Will she find somebody along the way that will fill his shoes doing that?
Nobody will ever fill his shoes, but they,
Or come close.
Yeah, come close, yeah. But when, I have seen couples that have been happy for 50, 60 years that, I mean, my parents used to still hold hands.
Mhm.
I've seen the love. I've never had the love, but I've given the love, but I've never seen, I've never felt it.
Mhm.
But I could only imagine the hurt and the heartbreak. Look at these people that have been married 50, 60, 65, 70, 75 years. You've lived with that
I'm
person.
on my way if I live that long.
Right.
I only have 13 years to go to hit 50 years.
Well, that's good. But the devastation of having that person by your side, and especially like for the last 30 years, literally by your side, because you're both retired. So you're literally together for 30 years, all day, every day.
Yeah.
And when the other person's gone, I mean, and it doesn't even have to be that long. I know my daughter-in-law's grandfather passed away in March, and her step grandma, it's the only grandma she ever knew, like me. They got married before she was born. and they were married like 30 years. This woman's in the hospital. She's not eating. She won't talk to nobody. She won't receive any guests. My daughter-in-law stopped over there to see if she was okay, and basically felt unwanted, which is sad, you know. But she's just letting the grief take her over. And, you know,
There is there is such a thing as mourning yourself to death.
yes. And that's her grandmother is on the road to there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad. It's really, really sad. And, you know, I give Erica a lot of credit for standing up and showing strength. Like, you murdered my husband, but you're not going to destroy his legacy and my family.
It's incredible.
And God bless her.
Right?
I'm sure God and Jesus are standing right one on, you know, each shoulder, because she's got the strength that a lot of women just couldn't have. And, you know, she's going to carry on in his name. And, you know, what a wonderful, wonderful thing to do.
And do you think that this guy's sitting in prison right now in a turtle suit that wants to end his own life at 22 years old has even reflected on what he's done?
I don't think he thinks, you know, in my mind, and I could be wrong, because there are some, and I'm not, and that's why I'm not going to say all, but in my mind, people that murder or they serial kill, they have no morals. They don't feel anything, especially if they dismember the bodies or just throw them in the garbage or put them in a garbage bag and toss different parts everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. They don't have a moral compass. So I don't think that they sit in jail and think about it. And I don't think that they think that they did anything wrong. And I don't think that they think that they should be, you know, put to death because of what they did. And there are some that are, you know, I mean, I know people like, let's say, self-defense. It probably kills that person every day what happened. But it was, you know, and you just have to get in the mindset that it was either him or me, or she or me, or whatever. And I would feel horrible if I had to kill somebody for my own life. I would feel it for every day of the rest of my life. But I don't think these murderers and these
he was doing it. He said he was doing it for love.
Love of what?
Well, his partner. But you can't wrap your brain around that, because I'm not sure I understand all of that, and so I don't even want to go there.
No,
I don't know.
I just don't think that they care. I don't think it bothers them. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure there's some that it may bother, but I don't think so. I don't think if you can pull a trigger to cold-bloodedly, I mean, that's cold-blooded right there. There's no other word for it. That's cold-blooded.
Without the person really doing anything physically to you.
Right.
Yeah, right. That's a different mindset.
He's never met you. You've never talked to him. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I can't put my brain in that one, because
I don't know. I don't know how you can hate somebody so much that you've never met. You know, that'd be like the way people hate Mr. T. And 90% of them never met him. But then in the same token, it's just as stupid as people that are like, oh my God, I just love him. I worship the ground. You never met him. Yeah, he does good things and you like him.
Right.
But I mean, it goes, you know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. You can't hate somebody you've never met, and you can't love somebody you've never met, or, you know.
You can admire
there you
someone.
go. There you go.
I admire them for what they're doing. I admire them for the way they think. I admire, um,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So, I don't know. It's just sad that we've had to come down to this, that people are getting killed over their words. And it's sad that people don't understand that there are consequences to your actions.
Well, let's just hope and pray. Let's all make a pact that we're all going to pray tonight that the violence stops. People can say whatever they want to. What was the old saying when we grew up? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. All
Right.
right. Well, if we're still allowed to have freedom of speech and say what we want to, but there's a line in the sand when you get so violent that you want to do physically harm to someone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's where we have to draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if the argument is too much for you and you find yourself getting so angry you want to punch them, it's time to
Walk
walk
away.
away.
Yeah.
Just walk away. You don't go burn down buildings and you don't loot and you don't bust out somebody's way of life and destroy stores and
And you don't
burn
gun
down
down innocent.
things and yeah, and you don't gun down people and you don't just walk away. The bigger person is actually the one that walks away.
Right. Right. And the thing I'm having a problem with is everybody has mental health issues that does something like this.
Well, I don't know if I believe all of that
They have
because
mental health issues.
there
Well,
is mental health issues out there. I'll go along with that, but do they
right.
all have it? I don't think so.
No, no, no. Not everybody that does acts of evil have mental illness. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that. I don't believe it. It's their way of trying to get out of something they did, which they're not taking accountability for their actions.
Well, they're entitled.
That's what I'm saying. They're not taking accountability. So it's like, hey, you got to get me out of this because, I was just crazy. Everything he said just drove me crazy.
So
And
why did you listen? I'm
there you
going
go.
to tell you something. I sat
There you
there
go. You have a
and
choice.
I watched this memorial, right,
Mhm.
on the TV, and I had one on my iPad so I could watch the chat. Okay, this was stupid on my part. I'm telling you, this is stupid on my part because I should have walked away. But instead, I was reading the comments that these stupid people have to put on there, and all it did is make me angry. So I should have just walked away. Um, like I wonder what the person making the most money right now is the person at the concession stand. Really, really. I mean, there were so many vile comments that it was making me mad, and I ended up turning the chat off, just turning it off and watching the TV because I thought, you know what? I cannot believe that people are this brutal.
And you can get caught up in that real quick.
Oh yeah, you can. Oh
Because
yeah, you can, and that's what they're there for.
I was on Facebook and every other thing was the memorial. And I started reading some of the comments and I literally caught myself twice deleting a comment I was going to post because it's like, that makes me no better than them.
That's what they want. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they want. They put out the cruelest, meanest thing they can so somebody will respond. And believe me, they were responding. They were responding and they were responding and they were responding. And I thought, this is what they want. These are the keyboard warriors that are sitting on there typing this stuff and laughing because they know they've made you mad on the other end.
Yep. That's exactly what they wanted to do.
Why give them that kind of power? It's
right.
like whatever. You know
Right.
what? If that's the way you think and you're going to live with yourself and you can look at yourself in the mirror tomorrow morning and know that you said that, then more power to you.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't, I feel sorry for those people. Some of those people, I wanted to say, do you get paid to come in here and say this vile stuff in here? Or do you get off on this? Is this your, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not that kind of person. So I'll never be able to understand that.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that we just can't comprehend. We can't understand it. It makes no sense in our minds. Um, I have been in a blind rage before. That doesn't mean I'm going to go drive my car through a store, or drive my car through something, or just take a gun and start shooting innocent people because I was so pissed off at somebody. It's called control your emotions.
Mhm. And
And
right
there's
now,
a
I have a
time.
rogue mosquito that is in my house and he's having a ball. And I would like to catch it. Believe me. Believe me. It's already bit me 4 times. And I'm thinking to myself, you just wait till I get a hold of you.
Right. And then that's okay to kill it.
Well,
You just want your blood
I
back.
got news for you. Wherever, I probably won't even catch it. It'll probably get me about 5 or 6 more times before it happens. And I'm definitely not going to catch it and let it loose. I
Right.
mean, no.
No.
Nope. Nope.
No. So, everybody has their moments, but it's being carried too far. And that's because one side spews so much stuff. Again,
Hey,
AOC in the news. And all you do is spew hate towards this country. I've listened to her. I've listened to Talib, and it's like, really? And I was going to send you something, Connie, and I forgot to send it to you because I got um, distracted with phone calls.
mhm,
The mayor in Dearborn
mhm.
is basically telling people, if you're not Muslim, get out of their city.
Wow. Wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I was going to send it to you. Yeah, basically, that Dearborn is a Muslim city here
Wow.
in good old Michigan. Yes, the same Dearborn that Amanda Grace is talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same Dearborn that David Harris Jr. is talking about. Yes, that is the Dearborn I am talking about. And it's scary. It's very scary because, like I said, somebody tried to trip me up. That it was in a comment thread, blah blah blah, and they were saying this, that, or the other thing about cities. And this was before I just saw that today, but this was a few days ago, and it was like, yeah. And have you seen Dearborn lately? And somebody's like, and what's that comment supposed to mean? Well, you know what? Right with that comment, I knew you were probably radicalized, and I don't want any parts of
Well,
this.
what happened to it was our country before you guys came over here. What happened to that? What happened to you conforming? You came here to get away from the ideas,
Violence.
things that were going on in your country, the violence and the killing, and their ideology there, because you couldn't take it. It was so detrimental to you that you came to America, but you want to bring that with you.
Right. And the other thing that I saw,
There's your mental health.
right. And the other thing that I saw also was if the women have to wear burqas.
Mhm. They have to. Not in America, they don't.
If the women have to wear burqas to cover their body to keep, this is what cracks me up, to keep men from having impure thoughts about them, that's the woman's fault, apparently, according to them. Why are kids wearing burqas?
Because they're going to have bad thoughts about them too. That's pretty sick.
Kids are wearing burqas now. The girls.
Okay, that's just sick, and I can't even put my brain there because that's just sick.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
But
need to take your religion if it's like that and take it back to where it came
because,
from.
right.
And
Right. Exactly. Because
we don't believe like that.
I couldn't believe that it was said that they have to wear these burqas to keep men from looking at their bodies to have impure thoughts. It's like, where in this world is it a woman's fault if you look at her?
Well, if they leave Dearborn, they better watch out because there's a lot of them out there that are that they'll be seeing more than they want to see.
Yeah.
Of course, they probably think that we're impure because we show too much.
But they don't ever say anything. This is what cracks me up. They're not saying anything on the whole LGBTQ plus. They're not saying anything on transgender. They're not saying anything on drag queens reading stories in kids' books. Why? Why aren't you saying anything about that? Yes. Yes, KMM. They
So
sure
the
do.
call to prayer, does that mean that they all just go out and get their mat and lay down on the ground and do their prayer
It goes
thing?
on loudspeakers.
Oh, it goes on loudspeakers like
The call to prayer.
Big Brother. Okay.
It goes on loudspeakers through the city. Uh-huh. Mhm.
Wow. Well, that's ridiculous.
And this has all happened since they've gotten their people, Muslims,
Excuse me for one second.
they've gotten their people to pretty much fill up the city government. Mayor, city council, school board. Yeah, it's all Muslim. Now, do I have am I against Muslim people? No, I'm not against Muslim people. I'm
No.
against for the hate you're spewing. That's what I'm against. I'm against that hate speech. There's no reason for it. We let you hear. You didn't want to be there because it was so violent and it was just whatever. For whatever reason, you didn't want to be in your own country, but you came here. But
And brought your stuff with you.
You brought your same rules and regulations and thoughts with you.
Yeah.
So really, what did you come here for? Did you come here just to try and change and infiltrate and
They came to change us because we're the unholy ones. We got to go over there and fix the infidels because you know what? They're so bad. Oh well, I would rather be the bad one in this because my religion doesn't do all that crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't understand, and probably none of us can. I can't understand a religion that causes and calls for so much hate.
I can't either.
I don't understand where that ideology comes from.
I don't know, and we'll probably never understand it because we can't wrap our brain around that.
No.
We can't wrap our brain around that our God, our Lord and Savior, said kill the infidels.
Right.
So I guess our religion, they would be the infidel because we know we're not.
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't do that twisted thing. I'm just gonna stay in my own lane, and
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I think it's beyond the point of man fixing. It's now that we have to go to God and ask Him to fix it, because I don't know if there's a man out there that could fix it. There's people who've tried and failed. Trump's doing the best he can,
Right.
but can he do it all? No, not if everybody doesn't get behind him, he can't. So I mean, there you go. Is there one? I don't know if there's a man alive that can fix it.
Right. I mean, it's okay to have your own thoughts, and it's okay to say whatever you want to say. But it's not okay when you oppress women and you oppress children,
Right.
and your laws are so hateful.
They are hateful. And you know what? If I could find this mosquito right now that is eating my legs up, I would bite it back. Telling you right now. Um, yeah, no. We don't have that love. We don't have that hate in our heart. We're not we don't have there's not I can't think of a religion, and Donna, if you're out there, if you know, I don't think other than the Muslims have a religion that call Christians the infidels, that they should all be.
Anyone that reads the Quran,
Well, isn't that just them?
I'm sure they have another religion other than Muslim.
I don't know, but I don't know of a religion other than them that think they need to take out a whole population.
Right. Right. So anybody that's not a Muslim, they do know that there's more of us than them, right? I'm just saying.
There is, but like you said before, when things went awry before, we're the party that goes and prays and has memorials and vigils and that kind of thing.
Right.
They're the party that burns buildings down and breaks windows and loots and
Right.
and
Right.
yeah. I mean, hurting other people doesn't make it go away. Whatever it is, it doesn't make. Well, here's my thing. Other than starting this movement and getting going, what has happened, right? What did this guy solve?
He didn't solve anything. And
Hey, you, stranger.
hey, Paul. Yeah, they are trying to convert, but they don't have enough people to do that. And there's enough people that have love in their heart that they can't comprehend their laws and their rules, because their laws are all from religion. What it says in the Quran. Think about that. I mean, we have laws, freedom of speech.
Well, that's never going to happen.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
Going to happen. All that's going to do is cause a bunch of hatred and anger issue and people fighting. They're going to start fighting. They're going to start standing up and they're going to start fighting. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
You
can only be on your knees so long before you have to stand up with the armor of God and say, absolutely not.
Right.
Period.
Did anybody happen to see J.D. Vance when he was here in Michigan, and he told Gretchen Whitmer, our lovely governor, that they offered to send the National Guard in? And everybody, we don't need the National Guard. We don't need the National Guard. What are you, stupid? You're not paying attention to what's going on in your own state?
Well, they think that if they just ignore it, it'll go away.
And J.D. Vance said, all you have to do is just ask. And these dumbasses were saying, why do we have to ask? She can deploy them on her own if we needed them. The thing is this, just like Newsom, she's not going to deploy them.
Mm-mm.
She's not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and can I tell you, I'm sure you all heard about the Flint water. It's still not fixed. And they were given $100 million to fix it. Where did that money go? Where did that money go?
Well, that's just like we can go back to, we can go to Katrina. When Katrina hit Louisiana, the government had given Louisiana, it was way over $10 million or something to fix their sub pumps to pull out the water, but they didn't ever fix it, right? So then they started having to ask where the money went, and they never could account for it. Now, whatever happened with that? All of a sudden, it just went away. We never did find out where the money went.
Right.
It was
Right.
just
Well, people
like,
are
report, so it's over.
people are starting to question it because I know it's been at least 10 years, if not more than 10 years, that the Flint water crisis, I don't remember which year, even though I live here, life gets in the way, but I don't remember which year it was, but I know it was at least 10 years ago or close to it.
You know what, Chris? Bingo. You hit the nail on the head right there. They want the problems to continue so they can convince the voter to keep voting them in to save them.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely.
And you know what? When you're that vile, I have seen, and I don't even have to tell you who this was, but I can quote it. And it was, if you go to a restaurant and you see these people, get in their face.
Yes.
Get in their face and let them know what it's all about. Don't get in my face, because you know what? People don't want you to get in their face. Nobody likes it when you get in their face.
Mm-mm. No, that's the first
But
thing.
these Congress people are saying this.
Yep.
And it's like, and you wonder why all this hatred and these people are fighting on the streets and all this is going on when your higher ups are saying, get in their face. Show them what that's for. Don't let them get away. No, don't get in their face. Don't get in their face.
Right. And going back to Paul about them revoting them in.
Like having the Trump sign on your vehicle.
Nah, getting them revoted back in. You dumbasses have kept people in office for decades, and it's never gotten any better. Where in your world do you think it's going to be better by doing the same thing? Was it Einstein that once said, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was, to do things repeatedly over and over and get the same outcome is insanity. And there you have it.
But here's the thing, right? We can all take size and think, dear God, what's going to happen when we got people like these governors up here that are running the show?
You got to add more in there.
Why we need elections that we need to go out and vote them out. And if they're cheating to keep themselves in, then that needs to be caught too.
Right.
Because they need to be gone.
Right. Well, our governor lives in the governor mansion. They have a home. They have another home on the water up north. They have a big, huge boat. She wears all designer clothes. Where's the money, guys?
Mm-hmm. You know what? And this is absolutely perfect. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely right. That's the truth. And
that's what I was trying to
say. Over and over and over.
Yep.
Mayor of Dearborn threatened the minister in the city council meeting right in public. He did that right.
Yeah.
You know what? That's when it's time to go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable the things they can get away with. and not have consequences. Good God, where are our laws?
I don't know when they're not standing behind them. And I think, and I don't know how you guys feel, but I want to say, and this probably sounds probably a little right-handed here, but I'm going to say it anyway. I believe that if you're not born in the United States, you shouldn't hold high office. I know the president can't.
You shouldn't even hold state office.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
here's my thing. If you come from another country and you have the ideology of the other country and you think their rules and everything are so great, aren't you going to want to implement them wherever you go? And why do we want you to be in our government to implement these crazy things? Why can't you come to our country and learn to live by our laws and what we believe in?
Right.
Well, that's not going to happen as long as we have somebody from another country, and I'm not saying all countries are bad.
No.
But the ones that are, it's not all country people.
Right.
It's the radical country people that are the ones that are taking office. That's the scary thing.
And I think during one of our broadcasts in the last year and a half, I have said, and my grandmother used to say it, that there's no way they can ever take America down except for from the inside out.
Yeah, they
That's
said
exactly what they did. They planted people on the inside to take us down.
They said that at the Geneva Convention in the 1960s. The only way to take down America is from within.
Yep.
And boy, I tell you what, they took that to the bank, didn't they?
Yes, they sure did. They sure did. Especially the most radical countries did. But on that thought, guys, it's that time.
There are religions that fight others. You know what? You're right, Donna. There is.
There is.
Why can't we just agree to disagree, love our brother, and carry on?
Right.
Peace and love and all that. You know what? Let's bring back Woodstock. Make love, not war. I mean, come on, God.
I have been seeing a lot of on Facebook. I think people are just fed up with it, but I've been seeing a lot of the 1980s and what used to go on in the 1980s. And it's like, and what are you doing in 2025? Who wants the 80s back? I would love to have the 80s back, not for the music, not for the clothes, but for the closeness, for the caring, for the sharing, for,
The 50s was like that too. They were amazing near the 50s.
Yeah. And people looking out for each other and people knowing their neighbors and not, not the fear thy neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's even past that now. It's fear thy government.
Right. Right.
Fear who you put in there. I mean, guys, I don't know. All we can do is pray about it and hope that everything gets better. Yeah, the 80s music was pretty good. All we can do is pray about it, and we have to believe in our beliefs, and we have to stand strong for our beliefs because this is what we do.
Right.
Right. I don't want to be pushed to violence. I don't think any of you guys want to be pushed to violence, but I don't want to be a doormat either.
Right.
So let's just pray about it and pray that everything gets better. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow on Monday. As my dad would say, same place.
Same channel.
Same time. Love y'all.
Connie, I have to call my mom, so I'll give you a call in a little bit.
Okay. Good night, y'all.
Guys. Good night.
From shady news to crime so rough, you already know we just can't make this stuff.